Just in case mothers make people cry. They might. It looked like you all had so much fun with what you did at the school. That's awesome.
Oh,
Yeah. Professional development, that's cool. Well, they need to know what you do. They do. Because they have no idea, probably. Yeah. That's exciting. That's exciting. Good morning, Unity of Nashville. It feels so good to be back. And yes, back. And Dr. Judy and I loved New Orleans. We ate luscious food and listened to wonderful music. And as I've told a few people, just envision 10,000 old hippies standing in a field together with the Eagles playing, and all of us knew all of the words. And we all at one point in time were singing, "I've got a peaceful, easy feeling." All of us together, and the Eagles actually stopped playing for a few minutes and you could just hear all of us singing. It was glorious, glorious, glorious. So today is a very special service, and it has been my honor to put it together because we're going to have a lot of mothers that are going to come up here and share what it's like being a mother in this world. And, you know, sometimes it's lots and lots of fun, and sometimes it can be challenging. In fact, one of the things I've said to many mothers is I've had mothers call me when their babies are little bitty and go, "I'm really struggling." And I said, just wait till they're 30. Because that's when you start struggling. Or when they call you at 2 o'clock in the morning and they're 30 and you think, "Oh, Lord mercy, do I have to go to the jail and get them out, or what is going to happen here?" But I am so blessed to be a part of this community, and I want to thank you already to the mothers that have agreed to come up and speak this morning, because I believe you're going to be blessed. Also with the music that is by Lisa Firestone and Alyssa Moreno, because it was created specifically for this day. And if you notice, there's Kleenex up on the stage because they had a hard time even getting through the songs this morning in rehearsal. So we just affirm we can all get through this together. And so we're going to begin with an opening prayer treatment by Tanya Miller-Heyer.
So let's be still for a moment and quiet our thoughts and gently come home to this sacred presence. We do not have to reach far for God. The presence is here. The love is here. The life is here. And we are held in it now. My prayer and hope is that on this Mother's Day, we honor the many ways love has nurtured us. We bless the mothers, the grandmothers, the chosen mothers, the spiritual mothers, the caregivers and teachers, and all those whose presence has nurtured life in each and every one of us. And may we make room for every heart and every feeling this day may bring. And may we listen for the life-giving voice of Spirit, reminding us that we are loved. We are guided and sustained and never alone. And may this gathering be blessed with peace. May every heart here feel comforted, and may gratitude surround and uplift us. And may love be made visible among us. And so, in steadfast trust and joyful awareness, we let it be. Amen.
Good morning, Unity. This is just a celebration of the sacredness of motherhood. So if you're not a mom, you might get a little sense of it. I wrote it when I was 49 weeks pregnant. How many weeks? 39, thank you. I was carrying that baby a long time. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this. This is called I Will Hold You. Closer than you'll ever be, I feel you move inside of me. I want to make a world where everything is right, so you sleep peacefully, held in my arms at night. You feel my joy, you feel my fear, and you feel love when you are here. But if it's scary when you come to this place, I promise you'll feel safe when I meet you face to face. Until my arms grow weak, I will comfort you and kiss you on the cheek, and I'll forget about the schedules for a while. Don't want to miss a thing, your first breath, your first smile, and I will choose from love and everything I do. So baby, when you cry, I will hold you. I will hold you. I'll always do my best to give all that you'll ever need to live. And when I fall short, I promise you that I'll always remember there's a police behind your cry. I will hold you until my arms grow weak. I will comfort you, kiss you on the cheek, and I'll forget about the schedules for a while. Don't want to miss a thing, your first words, your first smile. So I'll choose from love in everything I do. So baby, when you cry, I will hold you. Oh, and I know even the best of plans can sometimes fall apart, but I trust the one who brought you to will guide me through my heart. And when I think of it, I almost can't believe such a miracle of love began inside of me. I will hold you if nothing, you'll know how to love for what I do. So, baby, when you cry, I will hold you. I will hold you.
Goodness. Wasn't that so tender? Unbelievable. That was just beautiful. So now we do announcements, okay? Can y'all just come here for just a second, and then you can go back with Lisa and Alyssa, okay? Just come here for a second. So we do have a Wednesday class, and that is with our wonderful LUT, Joan Campbell Kennedy, and it has got 2 more classes. Yeah. Wednesdays, 10:15 to 11:45 in the house classroom, The Divine Feminine in Us All. And it's, you know, it's about Mary Magdalene's ascension, Mary's journey to becoming light. So that's a beautiful, beautiful maternal feeling. And then we have, after this service, thanks to none other than Mr. Michael King and our wonderful Monels, we are having a wonderful celebration luncheon. We hope you'll join us. And then some sad news a little bit. One of our amazing, amazing members for a long, long time has made his passage. And he is Dana Morrow. He was wonderful with the Habitat of Humanity and just all the wonderful things he did. And so we're celebrating his life on Friday, this coming Friday at 12:30. Hope you can join us. And then the Women of Unity. We have a guest speaker, none other than Reverend Denise, and we are meeting the very next day, Saturday, at 9:45, and that will be our last one before our summer break. And Pam and I are retiring from that position, so it'll be up to someone else to step up and lead the Women of Unity after this session. And then we are on May 17th having a conscious conversation. And this will be all about what we did well and what we can do well again at the Nashville Chooses Peace event. And it's going to be wonderful, so hopefully all you'll join that. And then we're having a pastoral care ministry, new thing for us. It's called a Healing Gong workshop. Yeah, so that's hosted by Miss Judy Bernard, and it's May 24th from 1 to 3. And wouldn't it be neat to say you went to a Healing Gong workshop? If nothing else, just to say you did. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Oh, there's Miss Judy Bernard, and right there. So we're going to get gonged. I love that. I could go on and on with that one. All right, y'all. Let's get up and do a meet and greet and say hello to, especially honoring all the ladies today and all the mothering and the nurturing and the teachers. Thank you all so much. Happy Mother's Day.
So this needs to go in front of your mouth.
Right.
You have to
I'm
really-
familiar.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure. I think you may be
Thank
the
you.
only one.
Probably. Where's Alyssa?
She's getting loved up.
Well, I never get to do the meet and greet anymore, only with the children. So I got carried away. I guess I better be up here to sing. This is a song that I wrote. I began it when my first son was born, and I never could finish it. And it was really after a loss, and then the birth of my rainbow baby, our second boy, McCrae, that I was able to complete this. And really, it's for every mother.
Ready? 2, 3, 4.
There's this unsettled feeling I could get when the hour would turn to magic and the sun would set. It was something I could never quite describe. It would catch me, make it hard to breathe sometimes. There's been pain and I've known sorrow, but I've never quite known this. I wake up hopeful for tomorrow and thankful for every breath I get, 'cause I have never loved, never ever loved. I have never loved before, and I have never known till you were in my arms that I have never known for sure. I have never loved before. There've been days when I had nothing. I've done some things that made me proud. Felt despair turn to excitement, just to watch all that hope come crashing down. Now it's that life won't go forever, and that's never made me sad, till I think that I won't ever hold you again, 'cause you're the one best thing I ever had. And I have never loved, never ever loved. I have never loved before, and I have never known till you were in my arms that I have never known for sure. I have never loved before. Now there's this whole wide world before you, so you go walk right out that door. Live your life, do what you do, dream your dreams and spread your wings, and know till you I have never The very mother of our church here on this final slide. Happy Mother's Day, Maxine.
Good morning, Unity of Nashville. My name is Norma Smalley. I'm your chaplain. As human beings, we have two very powerful internal forces pushing us many times in opposite directions. We have a survival instinct, a desire to survive in physical form and to survive as a psychological entity, as an individual ego. And we have a second powerful instinct, a divine impulse to grow, to evolve, and to become more than we seem to be in this moment. In some religious circles, we hear that everyone wants to go to heaven, but nobody wants to die to get there. Maybe the bigger statement is everyone wants a spiritual transformation, but no one wants to lose their ego identity to get it. If you find some truth in either of these statements, breathe with me in this moment. Flowing through heaven and earth and in our hearts and the heart of every living being is a gigantic breath. A breath which we call God. This is a breath for self-transcendence, a breath within all life forms, albeit unconscious in most of them. So today we focus on the feminine breath of the mother and the energy that births each of us into this physical world and also births each of us into the spiritual cosmos of creation. Let us celebrate the birth of a greater reality as we breathe a breath of peace together. The peace that always sustains us, no matter where we may find ourselves in this moment or in any other.
So we're going to step into meditation. And before we do, I am lighting the violet flame, which is what we've been focusing on in meditation this month and next month. The violet flame is a melding together of pink and blue, of male and female, which is what we do in our divinity. And yes, today we are focusing on the feminine energy. And so I remind you to just as you close your outer eyes, to just focus on the peace that happens as you allow that feminine energy to flow through you. I want to pass on the peace. I want to pass on the peace that always sustains me from deep inside. I want to pass on the peace. I want to pass on the peace. The gift of the Holy Spirit that ever abides. So just begin by focusing on your breathing. feel the way that your breath flows with ease and effortlessness through your body. And knowing that with each of us, there is oneness. And part of that oneness is our divine feminine energy that is flowing through each of us, no matter what body type you came into in this carnation. And so what does that feminine energy feel like inside you this morning? It's the energy that brings more love and more peace to the planet. And so in this now moment, just release all concerns. Release anything that might be going on in the outer world that would draw you into something other than the peace that is flowing through you now. And just spend a few moments in the silence. In the silence. One with the feminine energy that birthed the reality that we see. And I am one with that energy that is within each of us. And I know in my oneness that highest and best is possible. Let there be peace. I allow peace to be now. I want to pass on the peace. I want to pass on the peace. The peace that always sustains me from deep inside. I want to pass on the peace. I want to pass on the peace. The gift of the Holy Spirit that ever abides. So today we're focusing on birthing a greater reality. And the last Sunday that I was here, John McAndrew was here and sang, "Give Me New Eyes." And I ended my talk with the words from that song, "If it's how I look at things in the world, give me new eyes to see something beyond what may appear chaotic to me." All of the what I consider woo-woo people out there are telling us not to spend time paying attention to what's going on out there. Don't listen to the news. Take your shoes off and put your feet on the grass. Be in the silence. Because whatever's going on out there sometimes pulls us into the chaos. And last week, Michael talked about this as the moment. I want to give a moment of thank you to the board for stepping up extremely high last week while I was gone, the board and Lisa and Sonia Lee. Thank you. Give them an applause. You know, we have an amazing board. And I would tell you, if you've ever thought about being on the board, now is the time to begin to think about that, because at the end of the year, we'll be looking for people. The other thing I would tell you is if you ever want an accelerated part of spiritual growth, get on a board. One of my friends over at CSLN says, when you get on the board, you really see behind the curtain how the sausage is really being made. And you may not want to see that, but it's an exciting time here in this ministry. So today we're looking at a bigger picture than some of you may have ever looked at. When I talk about Mother God, I don't think that freaks anybody out, but some of you may have never really embraced the fact that if we are all made in the image and likeness of God, well, there's got to be a mother energy also that birthed all of this. Right? So it's about a harmony between masculine and feminine energy. I don't know about you, but it's felt out of balance to me over the last few years, specifically out in the world. And so we are making a concerted effort through me and the pastoral care ministry to spend time in the silence together, to call in the peace here, to be the peace here, so that when people come in, they can begin to feel that here. So what is that mother energy? Well, again, I said I have 7 women who are going to share something with you. But before they share with you, I want you to hear this from, yes, another book. I read books all the time. This one is a book that I had read in 1999, is the first time I read it. It's called Birthing a Greater Reality. And I think this will be a great way to begin the shares of these women. Before the beginning of time, the one rested in omnipotence, for there was nothing impossible for her. Then she rested in omnipresence, for she had no limitations whatsoever. And she began to rest in omniscience, for it seemed there was nothing that she did not know. But the one developed a strange uneasiness. If there is nothing I cannot do, then I cannot know what it means to be powerless. And if I have no limitations, then I cannot know what it means to be limited. Therefore, there is something that I do not know. How can I truly know power if I cannot experience powerlessness? How can I truly know limitlessness if I've never experienced limitation? How can I understand darkness if I am nothing but light? And then there was Mother.
Hi. I haven't been up here in a long time, so it's wonderful looking out again and seeing your smiling faces. M is for marvelous and magical. And while motherhood may not look magical in the moment, there's something about it that feels almost beyond explanation. Not supernatural, but deeply powerful in ways we don't always see. Because a mother sees what others miss. She notices the small shifts, the unspoken feelings, the strength and struggles still taking shape. She knows when something's wrong before a word is ever said, right? A lot of mothers or people mothering. No spotlight, no announcement, just knowing and responding. She creates safety out of almost nothing. A meal, a hug, a simple "you're okay" that somehow makes it true. She stands up for you when the world feels unfair. And yes, she may embarrass you, cheering too loudly, loving too open. If our son was here today, strapping big man, turning 60, I would introduce him as my baby. Because she isn't just responding to who you are. She's responding to who you're becoming. That's the magic. And here's what makes it mystical. She gives more than she seems to have. More time, more patience, more love, right when it's needed most. There's no perfect guide. There's no Motherhood for Dummies book. No guaranteed right answers. Just constant recalibration. Adjusting, learning, continuing, and somehow that's enough. Because in all these quiet, unseen moments, she's doing something extraordinary. Making the invisible visible, turning love into action, shaping a life, whether born of her or someone she's mothering. No applause, not much recognition, one day a year, just a steady, powerful presence, changing everything. Thank you.
It's me again. Mothers are openly observant. To be openly observant means to notice, and I would even say to remember things and point them out. This could relate to both positive and negative acts, right? Like when your child grabs a toy and yanks it from another child's grasp. Or when you see them trying to comfort another child because someone was mean to them. Or when they try to hide this hole in their knees of their pants because they were having fun playing outside. Or when your child tries to hide their paper because they're embarrassed that they didn't make an A, and you tell them it doesn't matter, you love them anyway. Some observant motherly responses might be, "Hey, I saw that." And another might be, "Hey, I saw that. Way to go. That shirt doesn't match those pants. Go brush your hair. It looks like you just rolled out of bed. You know, you're really good at that. Thank you for helping your sister clean her room." And when they grow up, it doesn't stop there. You might hear a mother say something like, "I love how your home feels so inviting." Or, "It's so sweet when I see you reading to your child. Remember when?" And even as an adult, you might still hear, "That shirt doesn't match. No." All those silly stories, all those sweet memories. I remember so many of my 5 children's stories, and I remember many stories of me with my mother and my grandmothers and my great-grandmother and my aunts. And some of those things an observant mother says might also have been accompanied by varying emotions. Everything from angry voices to hurt tears, side hugs, those shy ones, and those big, big "I love you" hugs. Those are the best. Mothers use the mundane happenings in life to teach lessons, to acknowledge, to guide, and to inspire their children, whether during their childhood, as they're growing up, and even as adult children. This is what mothers do. Mothers are openly observant.
Good morning. I wanted to share or start sharing about my path to becoming an educator. My sister and I sang in high school, and you know how siblings' harmonies are so pretty. So we belonged to the union, the musicians union, and we had a person who got us gigs, a manager. So we had gigs all over Nashville, and then we started getting gigs out of town. I didn't want to go out of town. I'd rather be in home. So at the same time, I want to tell you about my home in Madison where I was raised. We were next door to Helen Carter of Mother Maybelle and the Carter family, and Johnny Cash and June. You know the family. So Helen had to travel so much that she ended up having a live-in babysitter that raised her children. I did not want for someone else to raise my children. You know, I believe that we choose our own paths before we reincarnate. I believe that we choose the lessons that we want to learn in this lifetime. And consequently, I chose a father who was pretty rough with me. And he would say, "What's wrong with you? Are you stupid?" Or he would say, "What's wrong with her? Is she stupid?" So I grew up with that kind of pain, and that horrendous experience actually became the substance of me becoming a great teacher, because I was not willing for any child in my classroom to fail. I would do whatever it took for them to keep finding success, because I believe that learning builds on success, not failure. It's funny how being a parent and being a teacher are so similar. And so much of what I learned from being a parent helped me to become a better teacher. And what I learned from becoming a parent helped me to be a better teacher. Did I say that same thing? You got it. Okay. So I want to just say that the best thing that I think we can give to our students or give to our children is opportunities to make decisions. And when they make decisions based on their inner wisdom, they begin to learn that they are endowed with this special gift that we have. And if we don't know that special gift ourselves, we can't impart it to our families, our children, and our students. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Originally I brought this chop wood, carry water, and was going to read something from there, but in an effort to stay at 3 minutes, I want to tell you this. I started also talking today about my own self as a mother and my experience. I was asked to share about mothers being the heart of the family. And then the more I thought about it, the more I felt so much of my own mother coming in. So my own mother was my heart. She was my rock. She was my North Star. I think I wanted to kind of tell you a little more about her, but I wanted to say mostly that when I think about her, she always seemed happy. And it was a gift. It was like gravity. She drew you in. You know, she made us laugh, and she lifted us up. And she also prayed a lot for this 70s child. So my mother was, she was the head of probably, in my family, she was the head prayer. She was the spiritual one. And I think that the mother being the heart is often that we see that as the mother being the spiritual center of the home. She carries the energy that holds people together mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And then I got to thinking that it's like our real physical heart, because our heart's behind the scenes all the time, and it does everything quietly. It gives life, it provides strength, and it keeps everything moving forward in our bodies. The same with our hearts of being a mother. It's behind the scene, it's a steady presence. We're encouraging, comforting, planning, sacrificing, living, loving, without asking for recognition. A mother's love is selfless. And I think about something somebody said a minute ago, that the heart is a place where love becomes action. And when I think about that, I remember that for like 35 years, my mother lived in North Carolina and I lived here. So every time I had a break, no matter wherever else I was going, I would go by way of North Carolina so I could go see my mother. And when I would pull up in the driveway, like, she just welcomed me with this great heart, this great love. Her eyes lit up, you know, her face was so happy. And from that time, she would cook all my favorite dishes. You know, she'd put a little extra sugar in the tea. She would make my desserts. She would take me shopping. And she would stay up late at night when everybody else went to bed, because I would be telling her all my stories, and she too would be sharing her heart with me. And so whether I was 17 or whether I was 37, my mother was still waiting up. She was still checking to see if I was home. She would call me. She would check on me. I think all this is part of our hearts. You know, it is love in action. You know, it's the meals that are prepared without complaints. It's the late nights that we worry. It's the celebrations. It's offering forgiveness when no one's even asked to be forgiven. And they say that mothers create a home, but according to their spirit, they can also create a sanctuary. And, you know, that's someone that doesn't judge, but that just loves you and welcomes you in. I think that a lot of mothers are gifted with that. I helped to raise and influence the lives of a lot of children. I like to think a whole lot of children, but my home was open. So I grew up much like my mother had taught me. I welcomed everyone into my home. And I had a godson. I raised 4 stepchildren, or I influenced their lives. I can't say that I raised them, but I did raise one other stepchild and my son, Nick. And I'm going to tell you that for any of the souls that have come under my wing, there's this unconditional love. I do think a mother's heart comes from God, comes from the divine feminine and in God's presence. And I think about something my granddaughter said to me, and that was, "Grandy, I know you love me, but you don't love anybody like you love Daddy. And I thought, that is interesting. I know that no matter how old our own children are, that we just love them with all of our hearts. And they're a part of who we are, they're a part of our hearts. And to this day, when my son and his wife and my granddaughter leave my home, every time I hug their necks, I walk them to the car, and yes, I'm that mother that's blowing kisses when they drive down the driveway, sending them off with love. Thank you.
Good morning. I am Janine Caruth Lanier, and I'm honored to say a few words about my mother, Maxine Caruth. Now, many of you know my mom is long-winded, so hopefully I didn't inherit that trait. So here it goes. My mother is 96 and a half years old and was born during the Great Depression. She lived through segregation and experienced racism firsthand. Yet, through it all, she became the foundation of everything I strive to be, not just as a woman, but as a mother. She was raised by two strong women, her mother and grandmother, who instilled in her the importance of education and faith, and those became her two non-negotiables. Education in our home was not an option. My mother graduated at just 16. After her first marriage ended, she raised two children on her own. Later, she remarried and went on to raise 5 of us. Well, maybe I should say 7 because she thinks she raised mine too. She believed deeply as Black people, we had to work harder, do better, be better, and she made sure we did. And even while raising her 5 children, she never forgot herself. She went back to school at the age of 46 and graduated from Tennessee State University in 1976 with honors. Now, I must share this because I didn't always appreciate it at the time. While my siblings and I were made to have piano lessons, for some reason, I was enrolled in an etiquette class called White Gloves and Party Manners. I learned everything from setting the table to how to carry myself with grace. Back then, I didn't understand it, but today I realize she was preparing me for rooms I had not even entered yet. Her second non-negotiable was church. She's been at this church for 50 years. Faith wasn't something we talked about, it's how we lived. She has served faithfully, chaired many committees, and her dedication never wavered, even during challenging times. And because she kept showing up, doing the work, she eventually was elected to the Board of Trustees. Today, as the sitting area is named in her honor, it means more than we can fully express. To this little old lady, as she may humbly say, all she ever wanted was to be loved and respected by all. This moment matters. Our mother has always been our biggest cheerleader. She made each of us feel seen, valued, and proud. Because of her, I strive every day to be the same kind of mother, strong, intentional, and full of love. She didn't just raise children, she shaped generations, and I'm proud to be one of them.
Oh, well done, Janine. That was beautiful. Over there. Mothers are resiliently reliable. Try to say that fast 2 or 3 times. Resiliently reliable. Life is not always a walk in the park. Along with the days of laughter and love, there are days with grief, fear, and confusion. That's the same for everyone. Nor are children always easy to raise. They are born with minds of their own, a natural curiosity about how things work, and boundless energy. They tend to stay busy. not always doing things we would like them to learn. As they grow and learn, they are both fragile and tough. Through it all, we must care for them, protect them, and still give them greater opportunities to experience the world with all its delights and dangers. We must persist through the years and deal with the challenges until they reach maturity and go out on their own to make lives for themselves. Likewise, when we have a dream or when we have a purpose, can we hold to it? Can we care for it and nurture it and keep it alive through all the trials and tribulations of our daily lives? Can we see it through to its manifestation? Can we be resilient and reliable for ourselves? Yes. Yes, we can. We have that element of divine mind within us, that brooding, nurturing, mothering element of the divine mind is within each of us. Our nature is to be resilient and reliable. It waits only to be recognized and called upon.
Supportive. A mother is supportive of her child or her children. It's providing encouragement, emotional support. It's nurturing in a positive environment. It's setting boundaries and guidelines. It's easy to be supportive when they're making all A's. It's much harder. They don't get asked to the prom. They don't make the team. They don't make the choir. They don't get in the band. My mother was firm and loving at the same time. And when I became an adult, she had an amazing ability to know when I needed her. That phone would ring, and it'd be my mom. She'd know exactly what to say, those words of encouragement. You got this, Brenda. You can do it. How many times she said, you can do it. She made a believer out of me. Now, I have one adult son, and I became a single mom when he was about 3 or 4. And I tried my best to be supportive, not to smother him, to be overprotective. Okay, overprotective was a hard one for me. You weren't going to mess with my little boy. You'd have to go through me. When he was in school and he played sports, if he lost, I'd say, remember, there is no I in team. It was a team loss. That didn't go over well. And also, you've heard the one, you learn more from your losses than you do from your wins. I never mastered that speech either. Didn't do it. Now, John and I, over there, we have 3 incredible and talented grandchildren. Ava, Court, can you imagine who Court's named after? And Aiden. And their mothers are supportive in ways my generation and my mother's generation could never imagine. They are amazing young women. I have learned from this, each generation of mothers, they face different challenges and obstacles in supporting their children. But through each and every generation, one thing has remained the same, and that's to be supportive of your children with kindness and lots and lots and lots of love.
And so now there is going to be 2 people come through here, maybe more than 2 people, that are going to be handing out roses to mothers. So come right on. I think if you're a mother, maybe raise your hand. I don't know about you all, but when I was growing up, on Mother's Day, on Saturday before Mother's Day, my father went to the store and he got corsages for me and my mother. And you had to wear one color if your mother was alive and another color if your mother was not any longer in the body. But that was a thing that happened for years and years and years. So know that we want to thank Sam Driggins for thinking about this today. Thank you, Sam, for Roses for Our Mothers. Yes. You know, in various cultures and faith, motherhood is revered as a sacred calling, as a unique spiritual path. And this perspective views the act of mothering as the highest, holiest service. It actually mirrors the creative and nurturing heart of the divine. Mothers are co-creative in partnership with the divine. So one of the things I want you to think about as we end this service today is that we are made in the image and likeness. And you heard in the beginning that we don't really know what it's going to be like once we get out of these bodies. We have ideas. But did you ever think about what it actually is like when you're in the womb before?
Can't let you all get forgotten.
Yay. Before you end up being a mother, being born into the world. So, just listen to this conversation. Do you believe in life after delivery?
Well, of course. There has to be something after delivery. Maybe we're here to prepare ourselves what will be later.
Nonsense. There is no life after delivery. What kind of life would that be?
Well, I don't know, but I believe there will definitely be more light than here. Maybe we will walk with our legs and eat with our mouths. Maybe we will have other abilities we can't understand right now.
Well, that's just absurd. Walking is impossible, and eating with our mouths, well, that's ridiculous. The umbilical cord supplies everything that we need.
Well, the umbilical cord is way too short. I think there's going to be something different. Maybe we won't need this old cord anymore.
You're just talking nonsense.
Well, I believe we will meet Mother, and she'll take care of us.
You actually believe in Mother? That's really laughable. A mother? If Mother truly exists, then where is she right now?
She's all around us. We're surrounded by her. We are of her. It is in her that we live and move and have our being. Without her, this world would not and could not exist.
Well, I don't see her. So it's only logical that she doesn't exist.
You know, sometimes when we are both really, really still and quiet, if you really listen, you can hear her voice and feel her presence.
That's a nice thought.
Oh, I need a hug.
Do you believe in Mother?
It was such a gift. Thank you all for your beautiful contributions. One thing Janine mentioned was about sometimes we don't appreciate until later. I don't suppose anyone else had that. My mother said she'd get her vengeance when I had children. And she did. In a beautiful way. And this is a song, a tribute to her that I wrote a few years ago about the legacy of motherhood. And it's called Your Love Made Real. I wipe little noses, dry crocodile tears. I tell them silly stories to allay their fears. I cut off the crust and kiss wounded knees. Everything I do for them, you did for me.
Wake them with a kiss, sing lullabies at night, pack brown bag lunches, let them turn on the light. I try to make them feel like $1,000,000 each day, with dreams to believe in, 'cause you did it that way. Without asking, without second thought, you gave willingly the nurturing I sought.
If I lack words to say how grateful I feel when I do this for them, Mom, it's your love made real. Yeah. I rescue injured birds, clean between little toes. I tumble with them in the grass, make sure they're in clean clothes. When I'm gone, I'll let them know I'm never far away. And when there's worry in our hearts, I kneel with them and pray.
I put together little choo-choos with batteries and parts, and I tickle with fury. Stop the fight before it starts. When googly-eyed monsters turn into nightmares, I snuggle them into my bed like you did all those years.
Every time you offered your hand to hold, filled my belly and lifted my soul. If I lack words to say how grateful I feel when I do this for them, Mom, it's your love made real. Now I see the sacrifice you were living, and I want to thank you, Mom, for your giving. I tell them the truth, do my best to answer why. I explain that God is here and not just up in the sky.
And every day that passes, I pray to them with a prayer, because you showed me how to love and how to care.
As the years go by and they are full grown, I will be there as they're blessed with their own. And I only hope they'll look back and see love they give and the love they feel are just part of the legacy of your love made real. Thank you. Thank you, Mama.
I want to thank these beautiful mothers up here one more time. They did an amazing job. They were awesome. And so now it's time to give back to this place that we love and want to support to keep going. So we hold our tithes and offerings in our hand, and we bless our offering blessing with these words: divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. And so it is. And as the ushers come around, we'll sing our gratitude song. I give my hands in service. I open my heart to love. For when I count my blessings, they outnumber the stars above. Thank you, God. Thank you, Spirit. You are with me, come what may. And in gratitude, I give to you the best of me today. The best of me today. So I open my hands and my hearts, and we are going to bless these tithes and offerings. We bless them as this love comes flowing into this community and through this community and back out into the world. We know that as we give, so shall we receive, and those blessings will be heaped up, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, for that's the law, and so it is. Don't forget, we have a lunch in here with Monell's. You don't want to miss that. So let's stand and sing the peace song.